Consulting. How are you? Today I'm not in my office, in my home office. Obviously, I'm outside. I'm at the park right in front of my house today. The reason why I'm here is it's just a beautiful day today. And I am very sorry I'm wearing sunglasses because it's so bright. Um, yeah, sorry about that. So because I'm not in my home office and I don't think I'm going to teach something today, but still I'm going to talk about Feng Shui. Because, I don't have any notebook and I don't have anything to show. So I'm at the park right in front of my house, and behind the park there's an expressway. So that's why you hear some noise, cars and motorcycles, unfortunately. But then there's an ocean, beautiful ocean, water view. And that is actually one of the reasons why I love living in this area. This is my very first time to live, closer to the water, ocean. I've been living in this area. How long? I think almost 5 years already. And I moved to New York in 2008 from Japan, and almost every 2 years I just moved to different places. Yeah, it's very hard to find a good place to live in long term in New York unless you have a lot of money. So I moved a lot until I moved here. So the reason why my husband and I love living in this neighborhood is, like I said, because of the water view. And we can see the water view from our living room, from our bedroom, from my home office, which is pretty nice and relaxing, and it's a good feng shui. And so we ended up to live here longer than we expected, which is good. And it's honestly, it's very hard for me to imagine us living in like a better place than here with this price. It's actually a little bit far from Manhattan, because like 40 to 60 minutes, subway ride or bus ride. But, still, it's good. It's good to live in this neighborhood, and I tell you why. So one of the techniques that I use for Feng Shui, I don't know if you ever heard, it's Mingua, an 8 mansion. I wonder if we ever heard about it. So Mingua is, there's a certain calculation to know your energy type. There are 8 different types of energy. Personal energy, based on actually 5 elements, like water, fire, and wood, but there are 2 woods, and then earth, there are 2 earths, and then metal, there are 2 metals. So in total, there are 8 types of personal energy. And I'm fire person, and my husband is a wood person. And so fire and wood, we are in a productive cycle, relationship in 5 elements diagram, because wood feeds fire. So from Feng Shui perspective, Mingua technique, he tells us that we are really good to each other. I mean, like our marriage life. I mean, we have, small problem here and there, but as a whole picture, we are doing great. Because the compatibility from Feng Shui perspective, Mingua perspective, we are really good. Wood and fire. We are in East group. So, we can live together comfortably. And then also, I think there's some Feng Shui reasons we live happily here, because in this neighborhood, there are a lot of green, plants, flowers, parks, nature, as you can see, wood. So wood feeds me, right? And then water, there's water. I don't know if you remember the 5 elements diagram. Water nourish wood. So my husband, is wood. So both of us are, receiving a lot of benefits from this neighborhood. And also, not only that, so when I check the apartment facing direction, my apartment facing direction is actually west, which means the sitting direction is east. Does it make sense to you? If the main entrance door of your apartment building or house is facing to west, for example, that means the house facing position is west, and then if the house is facing to west, that means the house is sitting to the opposing direction, which is east. Okay, so my apartment building's sitting position is east, and then that means my apartment building's personality, energy personality, is actually wood. Does it make sense to you? When you try to check your apartment or house energy personality, you should check the sitting position, which is the opposing direction from the facing position. Got it? So I think so many good things are happening, from Feng Shui perspective. Because both of us, me, fire, and then wood, my husband, are living in a house that has wood energy. So it's good for my husband, and especially it's good for myself, because the house is feeding me the energy, and this neighborhood full of trees and then water. So it's really great for both of us. So I think that is the reason why we don't really want to move out to anywhere. Well, so yeah, if you're interested in checking your apartment or house personality, energy wise, you should go to the entrance door of your building or house, and then try to face, stand right in front of the entry door, and then face, toward outside, and then check the direction, which way your face is facing to. If your face is facing to west, that means your house energy personality is east personality, which is wood. So something like that. I will talk about it more though. It's really amazing system actually, and basically I use this technique, but I also teach a different style of Feng Shui, which is BTB, Western style of Feng Shui. So it's actually kind of confusing when mix those two different techniques together. So I will try to make a video separately, because BTB, the Western style Feng Shui, which is more popular in Western countries. They don't really care about the actual direction, compass direction at all. So it's easier and simple and more flexible. So I think that's the reason why it became very popular in the Western countries. But as a person who use both styles and teach both styles, I know pros and cons, and so I'll talk about that too. Alrighty. I don't know if if today's video made sense to you, but I just talked about my neighborhood, you know, full of nature, water, and trees, and how my husband and I have been living here happily. There's a reasons, from Feng Shui perspective, and also a little bit basic information about how to figure out your house energy personality, facing direction and sitting direction. I'll talk about it more near future. Okay? All right. So that's all for today. Thank you. Bye-bye.